character's going to walk in the room, he'll knock the door, he'll say his lines, and he'll exit stage left.
Yeah.
We know the script. We're privy to the secrets,
Yeah.
being the prophets, whereas these people, they're watching this thing happen, as they'd say, in real time.
Yeah.
So they can't see that, okay, look, man, come winter time there's going to be a shortage of XYZ because they haven't got eyes to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if they were really smart, like you said, these people are going to lick down number 10 Downing Street and stuff. If these people had any sense, they'd be doing that right now.
Yeah.
But they don't have no sense because they still trust in Boris Johnson and the Conservative government. They think, oh, well, these politicians are corrupt, but they've got our best interests at heart. How the fuck can you even think that?
Yeah.
Everybody knows these politicians are corrupt, right? So why on earth would you think that they've got your best interests at heart?
Yeah.
It don't make no fucking sense, man. But it's because you're lazy. It's because you're lazy.
Come.
You're too lazy to fucking take a stand for anything.
Come.
You're just fucking simple. You're like, well, I'll just acquiesce to this and I'll acquiesce to that, because the mark of the beast, like the decision to take that thing, obviously it's in the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. But if you was to look at the course of someone's life and all the decisions they make, it's leading them up to, okay, I'm going to submit and take this chip.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other hand, we're making decisions to try and prevent us from taking it by adhering to the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when people are taking the clock shot, man, you lost long time ago. Yahweh sealed your ass from long time ago. Okay, on this day in 2020 or 2021, he's got to get this shot and that's going to be the end of him. You know what I mean? Your fate was fucking sealed, man.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, you know, when you think about it, I mean, hey, you know, words can hurt, as they say, right? But we're just telling you the truth, man. We're just giving it to you raw, like we've been doing. We've been doing this for time. And the prophets were, when they were on the scene, they gave the message, and it wasn't a good message. If you can, brother, give me Jeremiah 28
and
8.
Jeremiah 28 and 8 says, that's 29, it's lucky. 28 and 8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms.
Go on.
Of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, so those men was always on the scene. And every single eon, those men were always on the scene, telling the people what's going to befall them in the last days. Because we ain't going to do nothing. We're not going to do what these people are going to result to doing. We're going to just be speaking the words that's going to proceed from these scriptures. And that's as far as we're going to go. And then when the shit hits the fan, we're just going to just be sitting there watching it.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? So really these politicians, they should really be afraid of the people. I mean, they could be afraid of us because our words actually ringing true. They actually see what we're talking about. But these people are going to do the physical damage.
Yep.
Okay, when their lives are threatened, they're going to be the ones exacting the violence. We're just telling you before it already happens, as we've been doing, some of us 10 years, some of us 15 years, some of us 30 years. That's all it is. You know? So if you can, brother, if you got any, if you can read that scripture again, 2nd Ezra 6, verse 22, Babakusha.
Come on.
And if you got a precept, you can read that before then.
No, I've not got no precept. But I was just thinking, a parent whose child might potentially die, how do you think they're going to react? For example, let's say when they do make the vaccine, when they do make the serpent's juice available for younger children, let's say you're a parent and you've got your little son, you take him there, your son ends up dying, what do you think that parent's going to do? He's going to go absolutely wild because these people, they love their children, man. You know, and if your child has been sacrificed, which is basically what it is, these people are going to go absolutely apeshit, man. So there's so many ways this thing's going to fall apart.
Yeah, on many different levels. And like I said, this is all set up, man. It's all set up. So, I mean, they've been wanting this time to come because they're running out of time, man. The scripture says that, and eventually in due time, they're gonna come down having great wrath. So they need an excuse so that they can get down to business. Go on, brother. Let's read
2nd Ezra 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Right. What are your sown places? Your stores. So once upon a time or another, the stores were full of food, full of products. Now it's gonna go from having no products in it, shortage of food, and then a famine. but the food is still going to be there. The products are still going to be there, but they're going to rationalize it.
Uh-huh.
Just like how they did during, the Second World War.
Yeah.
During the Second World War, you have food rationing. They gave you a card, and you were, within that card, you were allowed to get certain, X amount of goods. So that's what they're setting up next around, something similar. Go on, brother.
And it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound. Continuing on.
Yeah.
And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth, and they shall be suddenly afraid.
Yep.
And at that time, friends shall fight one against another like enemies.
So why is this going to happen? Because of what? The shortage of food. It says that. And then 2 Ezra 15, if you can, brother, you know where that's at.
Yeah,
And when you read the book of 2 Ezra 15, it talks about that. For the lack of bread.
Yep. And great tribulation.
Exactly. So that's where the seditious is going to come in, and as well as people going to be fighting other people. Like the brother, my right-hand man, the water, he showed basically, the brothers, the video that he had shown, and it was two grown-ass men fighting over petrol.
Yeah, it was 4 actually.
It was 4 dudes.
Yeah.
So just imagine when there's no food, when there's hardly anything in the stores. Then what's going to happen?
So like,
Go on, brother, go on.
I was going to say, when shit hits the fan, right, people are going to be fighting like that over cans of dog food.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be any real food left on the shelf, so people are going to start eating the dog biscuits and the cat food and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Go on, brother.
Right. 2 Ezra 15 verse 16. From 15 actually. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah.
For there shall be sedition among men.
And the word sedition just means to rebel against your government, basically. And that's what it's going to boil down to. It's not going to just happen in England. This is going to be a global situation. Every nation is going to resist against their government, because they're going to find out that the government doesn't have their best interests at heart. So this is going to come, regardless whether they're orchestrating it or not. This is going to happen. Because a time is coming where people are going to find themselves against the wall, and their lives are going to be threatened. Go on, huh?
So like, if I may, I just remembered something I watched a few days ago. Can't remember which country it was in. It might have been in America, it might have been Australia. But basically there were some construction workers, and their union had, I think it's America, their union had sided with the mandate by Joe Biden to take the serpent's juice. Now in times before, the union was supposed to be their defense, to stand up for their rights, right? But they acquiesced to the will of Joe Biden. So those construction workers were outside the building where the union was, and they were literally breaking that place down, man.
Yeah.
Throwing stones through the windows, kicking in the doors, and they were just going wild because they felt like they'd been betrayed by their own union.
Yes.
So those kind of seditious scenes, they're only going to increase more and more.
Yeah. And you know what I was thinking early this week? You see, the elite, right, and especially in the Western Hemisphere, they're not really afraid of us. They're afraid of their own, because they know how their own can act. Esau, man, these devils are like wild animals. And I'm telling you, man, we're going to see some wildness happen. like seriously. These devils, they're going to show what they're really all about. Go on, brother. You got something to say.
With what you're saying, because over with the Haitians now, over in the border, they show that they show them on horses, whipping the Haitians and that, whipping them and treating them like dogs. And the Afghanistans, some brothers are breaking it down. They're up there in 4-star hotels, 5-star hotels, and they're giving them benefits, all kinds of benefits. So they know. Which when you because they're Levites anyway, so that's the curses, that's the curses. That's them getting the effects of the effects of the curse, and they're getting their ninja. The brother says, he doesn't say nigga, he says ninja. They're getting a ninja wake up call. So that's the most High letting them know, man. You're supposed to have been, but now I'm letting you know that you're part of the niggers, so-called niggers, because they separate themselves in a way, don't they? There's a lot of.
Well, you know what? Levi kind of knows. I'm just going based on what I've experienced with Levi. Levi, they kind of know that they're the least of the people. They know, like in America, because I ain't gonna lie, like when I was in the States early in the days, I would hear stories on how they were getting bullied because they were Haitians or what have you. Like no one really liked them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even including Judah. Judah had an issue with
Calm.
them Levites. But the thing with Levi, I mean, I've hanged around a couple of Levites. They're pretty cool people, you know. They cool, you know. But yeah, I mean, what it is with Levi, because of their position in the priesthood, they just, you know, because they disassociated the tribes of Israel from following the commandments. Now they're suffering the curses on a more of a higher level. They're the priests.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they're the poorest. Like Haiti's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. It's not a coincidence that they're the poorest, because they were the ones to lead the nation in following the commandments, and they did it. Yeah. You know, that's why it says, I believe it's in the book of Micah, where it says that Levi will be found with cakes, with dung cakes and eaten, something to that effect anyway. So because of their position that the Lord gave them, they were supposed to be responsible for leading the tribes, but they didn't, you know. So that's just how that goes down. But yeah, as well as what you have is the reason why Levi is going down there, because the Lord is going to judge all of the tribes of Israel. That's why they're going down there too.
I got a precept, you know.
Go on, brother.
This is Malachi chapter 2 and 7 says, "For the priests' lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts."
So they were supposed to be the messengers of God. That's what they were set up to do through Aaron and Moses and that whole Levitical elk. They were supposed to represent, but they didn't. So here's the repercussions. You know. So with that, brother, if you can read what you had before.
I was reading 2nd Ezra 15. It says 2nd Ezra 15:15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, so there's going to be rebels. Holy rebels, like Benjamin said. You know, so that's what's going to happen in the West. Like, when you think about the West, right, we know that the people in this Western Hemisphere and everything like that, you know, they're a bunch of wild asses, but that wildness inside of them is going to be unleashed on the 10th degree, on the highest level, like you've never seen before, and they're going to go wild, especially these Edomites, like I said, because the thing with these elites, they know that Jake, like, we're chilled. We you know, even if we go through hell, we're more relaxed with it. We'll sit back and take it on the chin. We took it on the chin so many times, and we haven't done anything. But these devils, any little thing that they go through, if they get affected by anything, they take it to heart. They take it seriously, because they're fragile. So they're more responsive. So when the shit really hits the fan on their ass, they're going to exact with great vengeance and violence. That's what the politicians in them are afraid of. They're afraid of these lower level peons of reacting and responding the way that they're going to do. Go on, brother. But they know that, obviously, you know, this is going to take place because they're going to be the ones orchestrating it going out.
I'll just say this, right, about these Edomites. We had the Euro finals over here a few months ago, and when England lost, that's just a football game. Look how they reacted. They were going wild and beating up the Italians and this kind of stuff. That's over football. When it comes down to, okay, you ain't got no food in your belly and you're starving, how much worse do you think those fucking hooligans are going to be?
Exactly.
They're going to come out with all their faces painted and shit, looking like freaks of nature, and just going wild, man.
Yeah, and that's a very good point you bring up, because that is very true. So if they're acting like that when the games are being played and their team is losing, how in the hell are they going to act when they can't get access to food? How the hell are they going to act when they see their government just going rogue out here? They're going to go just as rogue as their powers. That's why it says, for there shall be seditious among men. And this is going to be a worldwide grand scheme thing. Okay? It's going to be a global situation. It's not going to just be a Western thing. Worldwide, people are going to go pretty much, they're going to bug out. That's going to be the environment. Go on, brother.
It says, for there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Right, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And a lot of people don't really respect the higher-ups. A lot of people are gradually not respecting them. So again, as I'm going to say, just imagine when it really gets real out here. Then what? And as a matter of fact, I'm saying that people are losing respect. They've actually already lost respect for their government. So again, as I'm gonna correct myself and say this again, just imagine how ill it's going to get out here when when these people react and respond due to the lack of food in your stores. Because the supply chains are fucked up. The cargo ships can't provide you with the stuff that you need. It's going to go wild, man. Go on, brother.
And it says, for there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so this is real life. What Ezra's envisioned, this wasn't just a dream or a vision that, we have, and it's not real. No, this is a real life vision which will be made manifest here on this earth. And when you go up a couple of verses, the Lord is going to make this happen because of the iniquities of the people. If you can pull that up for me too. That's in 2nd Ezra 15. I think it's verse 3.
Right, so let's read this. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the...
I tell you what, start from the first verse.
Come on. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahushua.
Yeah.
And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Yeah. And as it says that, speak unto the words unto them of the prophecies. I'm roughly read that again.
Right.
Let's read it again.
Right, 2nd Ezra 15, 1 again. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. Go on.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
And that's what we're giving out. We're telling people, as well as our people, if they're listening, that this society is going to fall apart the way it's going to fall apart. America's going to go into a nuclear war, as well as Britain and as well as all of these nations. And they're going to blow each other to bits. And basically, the powers that be, they're going to unleash the military forces. And they're going to send you to a concentration camp. So we keep saying these things over and over again. We're not going to change the scriptures. We're not going to change our words and what we're saying. These things are going to happen. Why? Because this is the prophecy. Simply put, this is prophecies that are spoken to happen. As it says in Isaiah 55 verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void. So these are his words we're speaking unto you. Whether you would like to accept it or not, makes no difference. Like, a couple of minutes I just saw a police van just driving around the place, because what it is we're not speaking some words. We're not speaking the words that they would like to hear. We're saying things that can actually possibly incite a riot or something like that. But regardless of what, this is what we were born to do. This is our job. We have a job to do. Just like they have a job to do, we have a job to do.
Yeah.
And we're serving the Lord, Yahushua. And our job is just to tell you what's getting ready to go down in this world, whether you want to accept it, believe it or not. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
And it's not going to be all bad, because what we're going to get into as well is that we're going to be saved when all of this melee happens. Go on, brother.
Yep. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die. No, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yep.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. If you can, brother, shalom, brother. Give me Revelation 21, verse 8.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 8 says, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and
that's
brimstone.
going to be the ultimate and last plague, because there's going to be many plagues. Like when you read the story of what happened to ancient Egypt with the different many plagues that they've experienced, the people down there, right? The same thing's going to happen over here. Not the same exact thing, but plagues are going to be sent. There's going to be different catastrophes happening. There's going to be famines. There's going to be diseases as we're experiencing right now. And then what's going to follow after that? The famines. Okay, I know I said that already, but and then there's going to be riots and these sort of things. So there's going to be many different events which is going to occur all in one time.
Hey brother, it sounds good when you repeat it. Don't worry, say it as much as you want. It sounds so beautiful, you know.
Come on, the water, brother. You know, so that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to send all of these different catastrophes, and it's all going to come one by one and one, and it's going to culminate, and this shit's going to blow the fuck up. You know, I don't want to use the term shit, but I can't help myself. It just got to come out that way, because this world is going down to some shit. I can't express it in words how damaging the world is going to be when I'm telling you, man.
Woo. I've got a precept.
Go on, brother.
Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh.
I was thinking about that earlier.
To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light.
Yeah.
As if a man did flee from a lion
Come.
and a bear met him. Or he went into a house and laid his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So basically, like the elder was saying, all these catastrophes coming at once. It's as if like you're running from a lion and you just narrowly escape it, and like, oh shit, there's a bear. You run from the bear, then you're like out of breath. Oh, I'm safe now. You put your hand on the wall and a serpent bites you. That's how all these manifold catastrophes are going to culminate to destroy the people, because this is Yahweh's plan. Like, as I said, Klaus Schwab's talking about we need the Great Reset, Agenda 2030, all this kind of shit. You'll be lucky if you get to 2024, man.
That's right.
The way the Most High is moving, man. Because it's on his time, and it's his plan to actually depopulate the earth, not yours.
Yeah. And you know, when you think about it, the Most High gave them a vision of something to believe in. And that something is a fourth industrial revolution. In other words, a new world system. So that's something that the Lord has given them to believe, so that the Lord can use them to fulfill his agenda in terms of breaking all of this melee.
That's right.
But it's just a false vision, like it says. Like, what is it? Fools trust upon a dream? Something like that. Fools trust in a dream, basically. So they trust in the dream. The dream is just like, obviously, the vision that you have, but it's not actually real. There's no significance to it.
Dreams lift up fools.
Right, that's it. Dream lift up fools. So they're having these visions that Satan is sending them, and they think that these dreams are actually real. But the Lord is just sending them through Satan to deceive them, so that they can get down and dirty and fulfill these scripts.
That's right.
That's what the Lord is doing. You see, we're on a totally different level from these elites. They're on a higher level. I give them that on the left-hand side, but we're on a higher level than they are.
Yep.
So we know how they're moving. We know everything out here. If we know what the elites are going to do and how they're thinking and the visions that they're receiving, then obviously we've overcome them when it comes to knowledge. So obviously that shows you we've overcame you with the knowledge that we have with what you know. Then that proves that the good has already overcame before the war got started.
That's right.
Because there's a battle between the two. There's a battle between the good and the evil. That's in 2nd Ezra. But if we know what you're about to do and you don't know what we're all about, then that means we've already won. That means if you understand what I'm saying, right? And as well as they don't even know what as they call it, UFOs. They can't even identify these things in the sky. They don't know what kind of power they possess. They don't know their technological abilities. So if they don't know all of this stuff, and as well as they don't understand where we're coming from, then they've already lost. Because in order for you to win or overcome your enemy, you have to know your enemy.
That's right.
We know them more than they know us. Now, they do know us quite very well, like they know our history, but they don't know what this gospel is all about. They haven't mastered our teachings of this gospel. You understand? But we've mastered what they're all about.
That's right.
And that's why we know, and also I want to say this too. The reason why we can say these words, because again, we've studied you, man. We've studied you spiritually, and as well as the scripture says that you're going to do X, Y, and Z. And you're doing it.
Yep.
Go on, brother.
If I may, there's a saying, I think it's from Sun Tzu in The Art of War. Something along the lines of, few battles are actually decided on the battlefield. It's all in the preparation. Yeah. Like, for example, when you watch boxing, whoever's training the hardest usually will be the guy who wins. If a guy's lackadaisical in his training, he ain't taking it seriously, he'll end up losing. But in this situation, we've already won, because it is said before the twins were born,
Yeah.
It was already decided that Jacob was going to inherit all things and Esau was going to be the wicked.
God.
So knowing that, right, we've already won.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're just seeing it play out in real time.
That's
as,
all
as
it
we're
is.
living. But
That's
we've
all
already
it is.
won.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, all of this stuff that we're reading to you about, the articles of the shortage of food, we've had this in our heads already, because the scriptures said already before this time even came that this is going to happen.
That's right.
So it's not even a surprising thing to us. It's not surprising, oh, there's not going to be no food and bugging out. What we going to do? It's already been said that that's going to happen. So we're way far ahead of the game than they couldn't imagine. Going, bro.
Reading on in the second Esdras again, and we was in 16, wasn't we? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world,
Yeah.
the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Uh-huh.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Yeah, go back up to verse 5.
Come on, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
So what are the plagues? The plagues is talking about the diseases, the rioting, what else, man? The famine stuff. I said that already, right?
No, you said the diseases, the sword, then the famines.
Come on. So these are the plagues that will be sent, but the major plague which is going to take all of these people out is the plague of famine. And we're going to show you that in a minute. Go on, brother.
Come on. It says, behold, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yeah, and great death is going to come very well soon. Because I was watching this guy, right? He works for the funeral service. And he was basically saying that, it's an end goal plan to, get rid of millions of people on the face of the earth. And you can hear, like, I'll send you brothers a video, and you can hear by the tone of his voice, he was shitting himself as he was explaining himself. So, this coming winter, because they've taken, the spider juice, which has sedated their immune system, this coming winter, don't be surprised, and I always say this, don't be surprised when you start seeing people as you walk down the street or as you're driving, people just drop dead.
That's right.
Don't be surprised, man. And that's why they're doing this thing where they're fucking with the energy.
Yes.
Because, like you were saying earlier before, if people can't pay for gas to cook or to even heat up their homes, the houses is going to get real cold. And when the houses get cold, especially down here in England, when the houses get cold, it gets cold. So what's going to happen to those that have taken the sedative shot? They're going to die in it.
Yeah.
So it's a plan. It's a pre-planned, orchestrated thing that they're doing, man. Excuse me. It's a pre-planned, orchestrated goal. It's exactly what it says in the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain humanity under 500 million. That's the top commandment on Georgia Guidestones. So they're going towards that goal right about now, as it seems. And what I mean by now, I'm talking about it in this particular time, as we're standing in. Go on, brother.
Is that the same guy who said he was offered, like, was it 85,000 from RT to not tell the truth about the death rate, something like that?
From RT?
Yeah.
Nah.
It's a different guy.
Nah, it's a different dude. I'll
Right.
send you the dude. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So it's clear, man. It's very clear to us, and it's always been clear to us. But now we're actually seeing it play out in reality. What we've already been told in the scriptures is starting to play out in this reality.
That's right.
All of this is biblical, and if all of this is biblical, then that shows you all along that the Most High was behind this.
Which one of them?
All of this mingling.
Which one?
As
Anyone?
we just read in Amos 3 and 6, that the Lord how the Lord, what does it say? It says, if there be evils in the cities, if the Lord have not done it. Go on, brother.
All right, I'm just looking for a precept here.
So that's why we really have nothing to worry about what's going to happen, because the Lord is doing this by purpose. So if you're one of the Lord's men and you've done the work, then you're going to reap your reward. You're going to receive your wage. What is your wage? It's to survive all of this mailing that's going to happen. And whether you want to be nervous or not, because we're over in the flesh, we're going to get nervous. We're going to be shaken a bit because we're going to come into a world, something that we've never experienced before. But we're not going to have no choice. So right now, as what was told to Job, and as well as at that time, we're going to have to gird up ourselves like a man.
That's
and
right.
trust in his word. Because we will have to let go of every single thing one day.
That's right.
But like I said, we're just going to have to think forwardly. Don't look back. Like, for example, Lot's wife,
Yep.
she looked back, right? what happened? She turned into a pillar of salt.
That's right.
And that's a memorial. That will always be remembered, and even in these times it's still remembered. So when that time comes around, you got to look forward. You got to actually have envision, like it says in the book of Proverbs, that many will perish because of no vision. I'm roughly paraphrasing the scripture.
Where there is no vision, the people perish.
There you go. When there is no vision, the people perish. So we have a vision. So if we hold on to that vision that we already have, then that vision is going to convert us. What is the vision? The vision of the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
The vision of being saved and then entering into the kingdom of heaven. That's the vision. Just like when the Lord died on the cross, he envisioned his position. He envisioned the kingdom. Because the difference between us and the people, these people, they don't have nothing to look forward to. That's why they're going to perish, and we're going to be remaining alive.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
Right. 2 Ezra 16 verse 14.
Yeah.
Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
Yeah, and it shall not return again. So it's not going to come a time where, okay, we're going to experience a famine, and it's going to last for like, let's just say a month or so, and then everything's going to go back to normal. No, this thing, when the famines happen, it's going to stay like that, and then there's going to be other plagues on top of that. So it's all going to culminate into one. And then ultimately, all of these plagues are going to bring in the ultimate plague, which is the nuclear destruction. So as we keep talking about. Go on, brother.
If I may say, this is why you know the people are foolish, right? When this C-19 pandemic first started, what did they say? Oh, we just need 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Right.
Just 2 weeks we need, and we'll flatten the curve.
Yeah.
Then 2 weeks turn into lockdown.
Yeah.
Then, okay, we come out of lockdown. Oh, we're back in lockdown. Okay, now you need to get the shot. You just need one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you need 2 shots. Now you need a booster shot. And now, oh, we can't return to normality until everybody gets it. You know, so it's like 2017, the way life was then, this is what these people want to get back. It ain't coming back, man.
Yeah.
It's already over. This place is finished, man.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse and worse. And this is a joy to behold because this is what we've been praying for, man. This is exactly